Hello, my name is METİN arkadaşlar. This is 351st part of explanation of my theory. According to my theory and my formulas. Maximum mass energy, zero gravity, anti-gravity in absolute dark and absolute zero area of the universe. There is no dark energy, there is no dark matter, there is no Big Bang, there is no expanding universe. 1. An absolute ability to sense. A complete ability to sense without not sensing would make us sense only one thing, one entity. Meta sensation perception matter, MSPM. There is no space, no vacuum, there are no plural objects, there are no different things. But we and our observation instruments do not have such an absolute sensation ability. 2. Also, there is no room for space expansion and friction in such a substance. 3. If there were no intrinsic, immanent, specific motion forms of meta sensation perception matter, there would be no mass. These specific motion forms are electron motion forms. Therefore, the concepts of rest mass and rest energy in physics theories are invalid. Rest mass is invalid. This formula, relativistic formula, is invalid also. Then, mass is intrinsic property of electron motion form without wavelength, and angular motion and angular momentum properties of electron motion form mass cannot be defined. Mass, in fact, are a kind of conventional concept. For instance, electron motion form can exceed the speed of light, or something electron motion forms can exceed speed of light, and then it loses its mass and it becomes a neutrino, massless neutrino, only one motion arrow in meta sensation perception matter. Jets, it loses its waves, wavelengths, etc. Okay? But even there is no mass in that time exceeding speed of light, for instance 6.28 times greater than speed of light, this motion arrow in meta sensation perception matter, or motion arrow in black hole 1,884,000 kilometers per second, there is a kind of energy, but this energy undefined now. I will try next. Yes. 4. In our universes, the unique light and mass sources are the electron motion forms. 5. By the way, only 3 electron motion forms can produce and propagate consecutive light waves, ring-shaped, intertwined, interacted, interconnected, spherical ring shape, motion forms, consecutive motion forms, say waves of electron motion form. By the way, only free electron motion forms can produce and propagate consecutive light waves. Atom-bound, proton-bound electron motion forms cannot produce and propagate consecutive light waves. For producing a single light wave pulse, they need to interact with free electron motion forms affecting consecutive waves. Remember, I defined many kinds of light types. 6. Absolute zero. Absolute darkness in meta-sensation perception matter. There may be atoms, and thus proton-bound electron motion forms that continuously cycling at their first cycle without producing consecutive light waves. In some areas of meta-sensation perception matter, where there are no free electron motion forms and their consecutive effective light waves. Here, all proton-bound electron motion forms are at their maximum masses and maximum energies. Contrary to accepted physics, higher energy level of hydrogen, for instance 364 wavelength, how can it higher energy level relatively to 91.155 nanometer wavelength size electron motion form ground state in hydrogen is maximum energy level? Say yes again. This is so important. There may be atoms and thus proton-bound electron motion forms that continuously cycling at their first cycle without producing consecutive light waves. In some areas of meta-sensation perception matter where there are no free electron motion forms and their consecutive effective light waves, here all proton-bound electron motion forms are at their maximum masses and maximum energies. Since the gravitation sources are the consecutive light waves of free electron motion forms, in spite of maximum masses and energies, there is no gravitation or anti-gravitation in this area. Remember, in accepted physics misconceptions, dark energy represents anti-gravity, pushing the objects between them, push them, and mass, dark matter, pulling source. Okay, as physics theories say wrongly, but there is no dark matter for pulling, there is no dark energy for pushing, there is no gravitation in that case. Okay, have a good lunchtime, see you later.